Good afternoon, Dr. Mrs. Awa.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
You are a researcher on gender issues, and while reading your book, The Impact of Singles in the Society, you mentioned something about breast ironing in some of our African societies. Can you share with me some of the discoveries you made or you had on this issue?
Okay, thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure to share those things, because when we discover them and find that it is a painful procedure, which is a cultural practice, which is carried out in most villages in Cameroon. And you think of Bamenda, the village where I come, in Awing, in Pinyin, and I would want to think in Bafut and maybe Bali and all the other villages. And why do they do the breast ironing? They use instruments like bottles, like pistols, like and other gadgets that they can use in pressing to flatten to disrupt the growth of the breast. In fact, to make it stay and come later. But sometimes it is very, very painful. Like one lady said, it will take about 2 months for you to go through the pains, but it has long-lasting negative effects, because it could hinder the development of a girl. It could even cause some malformation. It could even retard your reproductive organs and things like those. But mothers practice it just because it helps to conceal the femininity of a woman. Once the breasts begin to come out and other parts begin to develop, the girl looks like a full-grown woman who is mature for childbirth. The implication of this is that it attracts men to these young ladies, and in some societies where life is difficult and the means to live are very limited, some mothers want to prevent their children from having children when they are not mature enough to raise the children. So they suppress the development of the girl so that she will only be attracting men when she is developed enough, when she is big enough and physically mature to look after herself and a baby. Because when the children begin to come, when the children are infants, they are not big enough. They are just teenagers. You see the impact. It will impact so much on the mother, because the mother will not only be raising her own children but grandchildren, and they don't have the means.
As a researcher and a mother, are you for or against breast ironing?
No, I think I'm totally against it, because if these parents knew that they could advise their children to abstain, to stay away from men when they come around them, nobody would, except in cases of rape. Well, quite often they've raped in the villages. But what will you do? Because sometimes when you prevent those organs from developing, they may remain like that for life. In fact, one of the girls testified that one of her breasts was completely damaged through breast ironing. So I don't think anybody likes the child to grow with a lifelong deformity. You cause an irreparable damage. You want your child, you see your child trying to go with an artificial breast, whereas you would have allowed the normal one to grow, and you educate the child to live a positive and